Guys, do I have the spice for you today? This past weekend was set champs, and I have all the deck lists, not all of them, a lot of the deck lists that topped, the very, very spicy ones, all the sauce just for you guys. So let's hop right into set champs list number 1. This is green lemon lime, just in time for lemon lime by Nathan. Big shout out to you for getting first place. Also shout out to everybody that competed at set champs. I hope you guys had fun. Remember, that's the #1 rule. I know it gets a little competitive, but just remember to have a good time, guys. They have the full aggro package. I love this deck. I played this something similar in set champs last weekend. Mine was a little heavier on the Mufasas and on the bigger characters. I love this list though. It has the just in time to ramp you into a Mufasa, Nani, Maximus, Cusco, or a Carnage, or a Cricky on turn 3, which is insane. Dropping a bodyguard to protect your little guys seems very, very good. The draw power with Rapunzel, the Sven to protect your characters. This list is awesome. All right, let's hop into the next list. Another lemon line getting first place. Shout out to Fitzpat from Mox Boarding House. Or is it Max? I think it's Mox. So this is a pretty standard list, heavy on the discard as usual. The songs to work well with the muses, the aerial to lift for your songs, the Under the Sea for the wide board removal, the one-sided board removal when combined with the Kita. The You're Welcome, if you're ever in a pinch, You're Welcome comes in very clutch. Cricky, if you ever need to deal with locations or a wide board, the Cricky to help you handle that. But yeah, love this list, guys. Big shout out to you for the first place. Next one, mega spicy. Very, very saucy here. We got the McDonald's combo. Second place, My Queen deck by Hunter Ruff. This deck's looking very, very fun. I would love to try this out. So we are running the Mulan package, the Queen package, Vanellope, Shift. So whenever you shift into this Vanellope Von Schweetz, it only costs 2, so it's very cheap. You can bring her out on 2. Start questing in for 2. Very good. Whenever you play a princess character, another princess character, all opposing characters get -1 strength. This combines really well with Brawl. Li Shang. Ooh, let's touch on the Queen Sensor Core. So this card says, at the start of your turn, if you have a princess or queen character in play, gain 1 lore. Passive lore. You can't remove it unless they pop it with like a Benja or something. So it's not as fragile as a location is. You can't challenge into it. But its second ability seems very, very good. You pay 2, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a princess or queen, you put it into your hand. This gets around the Diablo because it's not technically a draw. The Li Shang, combined with the Lumiere on curve, is strong because Lumiere boosts your Li Shang by 1. So all your other characters of 4 strength or more are questing for 1 extra. Very good for aggro. The Minnie Mouse works really well with the Queen. She banishes a character of 5 strength or more when she comes into play. Also, the Mulan support ability. You give support to another character. You can be an opposing character. Then you can combine it with Minnie Mouse or World's Greatest. I think this list is awesome. Let's hop into the next list. So we have Red Blue. Looks like a very, well, shout out to Brock H. McFassel Manor at Tier 1 Games. Looks like a stock list, except for the Mick Manor. I feel like the Manor is very good at gaining you that passive lore. It comes down to 4. It's inkable. It has 9 willpower. And you can protect it with your Scar, your B-Preps, your Medusas, all of your crazy removal. Yeah, love it. Love the Mufasa too. That enchanted art looks very, very sick. Next, we have Yellow Red. More Yellow Red. This is a very heavy character deck. So shout out to Robert W for getting second place at the Player Network. So heavy on the characters, heavy on the ramp. The Pluto, the Doc, the Gaston gets you into your big characters. I like the addition of the Hydra. Hydra goes into anything. You can remove literally anything else, almost anything else. Hydra is very strong. If you ping it for 5 damage with the Zeus, then you can redirect that 5 damage to a different character. So I think that ability is broken. The Peter Pan for the Diablo, and also the Pongo gets around the Diablo. You pay 2, you reveal the top character of your deck, and you can add it to your hand if it's a character. Also, it's not going to be a draw. Card Soldiers is great too. Very good stat line. It trades with the Maui. We have the draw power with Rapunzel. The big Sisu removal, Maleficent removal. Very, very nice. Big shout out to you, man. Congrats. All right, here we go. I love this. Top 8, Snow and the 70 by Eva W at Mox Boarding House. Another Mox, guys. What are you guys cooking up over there? So we have Cinderella to Sing the Strength, a bunch of, not gonna lie, I really want to try this deck out. A bunch of dwarves, and the Queen of the Dwarves, Snow White. Her ability says, the steel, the very last one, her ability says for every knight character in play, she gains resist 1. She quests for 3. You play just in time, you can play her out on 3. She's strong. Of course, it gets removed by Medusa, but like, what doesn't? We also playing the Madrigal, Mirabelle Madrigal, which has 5/5 stat line, 5 quests if you have 5 or more characters in play, I believe. I think it's very good because you're going very wide with this deck. You're also running a whole new world, so you can refresh your hand and dump a bunch more characters. They're also going to be cheaper. They're also going to be cheaper with the Snow White 2-drop. So you got the ramp right there. I think this is very good. Also, you have the Doc ramp. I forgot, Doc. Yeah, he's also a dwarf. He can ramp you into your Snow White or your Mirabelle Madrigal if you're ready at the 5 characters. So big shout out to you. Very cool list. Now we have Kita Under the No Under the Sea. So top 8 by Patrick C. Running the stock singers, no aerial, very heavy aggression, plus the Baloo to gain you that extra low when he's banished, the Benja for Ida removal, the Sven, so you can double sing songs. The Sven, I think that's very, very cool. And Kita to protect all of your characters. Yeah, I like this list. I mean, there's no Zeus, so there's no use for, I mean, Ariel does search you for songs, but this is a little more heavier on the characters, so I think this works out really well. And next up, I want to show you guys another top 8. This was from Leo at Bear Cave, making top 8 here. So this one looks like a stock list, but very, very strong. You know, if you want to stick to your songs and have your singing in there, this is the way to go. Robin Hood is very good in this meta because there's a lot of steel running around, and he has very good willpower. Tinkerbell for that white board removal, and grab your swords, of course, for the green steel and the amber steel mirror. So big shout out to you, Leo, for making top 8 with this list. And my shameless plug, I will now be sharing my Steel Mufasa list that I played yesterday over the weekend, and I ended up making top 8. This was just a mesh of cards initially. That I put together over the weekend, and I tested it out, and it turned out to be really, really fun. So shout out to Bear Cave where I played out yesterday. Very fun games with this deck. It basically has very strong aggression, very strong early game with the Daisy and the Piglets, the Doc and Gaston to ramp you into your bodyguards to protect, or your draw power with Beast, or the Broken Mufasa, of course. In the late game, you have the Cinderella, the Stitch, Tinkerbell, and the Perdita, which was an MVP, honestly, over the weekend. All right, let's jump into our next list here. We have Ruby Amethyst, top 8 at Relic TCG. Josh, big shout out to you. This deck is looking, it's got a little spice in there. It's got the Super Goo, the Maui, which is pretty unconventional, but I like it. Once you're in the late game, you can come down and wreck. Being able to quest and challenge as many times as you want. It's kind of like an Inkable Scar, right? And Elsa, I do like that. An unsuspecting Elsa can definitely put you in the driver's seat. And they're only running 2 of the 5-cost Elsas. I don't know. I don't really play Ruby Amethyst, so I don't even know if that's correct, or obviously it worked out for them. So big shout out to you. And guys, let's move on to our next list. We have Green Steel, the Boogeyman. This looks like a stock list, except for the Beast. Beast, what is his name? Wolfbane? Beast Wolfbane, which is a rush 4/4 quest for 2. Also, big shout out to Jared for getting 3rd place at Mox Boarding House. Other than that, very stock. Prince John for the draws, Diablo for the draws, a lot of discard with the Hypnotize, the Sudden Chill, even the Anna. Anna's one of my favorite cards, honestly. And of course the Ursula to double sing you the songs. I do notice there is no Muses. Yeah, there's no muses, but it ended up working out for this guy. So big shout out to you. Next list is another green steel list. So this is more of this is the second place by Zan. Oh, it's called Zan. So I'm guessing it's the Zan Syed list by Edward. Big shout out to you at Tier 1 Games. This is the stock Zan Syed list. Very, very strong, very competitive, under a good pilot. This deck cooks. So big shout out to you for getting second place. We're gonna jump into Bounce. First place by Barrio Eloy at Tienda Dragon CT. Is this in Spain? Probably. And we have, it looks pretty standard, pretty stock. I love the Clarabelle in this deck. You can dump your hand and then refresh. Of course, Lyle Tiberius is broken. I ended up playing this deck yesterday and Lyle won in the game. So he is insane. And of course, you need to draw cards with friends on the other side. And the Rabbit. So it has a very strong draw engine. Being able to bounce everything just feels so strong. They also run in the Curse Merfolk for that early aggression. So I think this is awesome. Great list. Another bounce, but this one is running a little bit of spice. Shout out to Ryan for getting third at TPN, the Player Network. Everyone's at the Player Network. What's going on there? Where is that? I'll look it up later. But we have the Mother Gothel and the Shift as some of the spice. I do like being able to bounce your opponent's characters back to the hand, especially when you're playing Clarabelle and your Welcome. Clarabelle syncs up really well with the Welcome and Mother Gothel because she draws you cards at the end of your turn based on how many cards your opponent has. Hey, a big shout out to Ryan. Awesome list. Blue Steel, no wheel. I don't know if did I play against anybody with no boost, no wheel? I think so. I think Mark yesterday was running no wheel, or was he running wheel? I don't know. But this list is very interesting. The No Wheel by Kevin DL getting top 8. This list looks awesome. I mean, if you don't need wheel and if you can draw off of your Flavor Sham, then you should be chilling. Vision of the Future can help you search for stuff. The Gaston can also help you search. And I think the Simba is broken. He's inkable, 5/7, deals 2 damage, and also deals 2 damage when he banishes a character. If you need the draws, you can draw you 2 cards and discard 2 cards as well. Also, the Hades, I think, is awesome in this deck. Next list. Another Cogsworth and Friends, but this one does have the wheel. So big shout out to David for Cogs and Friends list, 3rd place at game night. The spiciness is in the Chiempo here, Bodyguard, to protect your characters. Also the Aerial, and they're running the Smash. I think the Smash is for the characters like the Ursula 3-drop or the Aerial. I think the Smash does really well. You can also ink it. And of course you have the Diablo Hate to fire the cannons, the Tinkerbell for the big removal, Visions, amazing card, Rise of the Titans to remove any items or locations. So big shout out to David. Next list is the Red Blues. We did one earlier, but there's another one. Okay, so we have Red Blue, first place by Izzet, or it's called Izzet Ready by Justin Ward at game night. Big shout out to you, man, for getting first place. This list looks pretty standard. I like the Scar, I like the Sisus for the wide border removal. Of course, you got to play the Ice Blocks. That works really well with the Sisus, with the Madame Medusa. They're also playing the How Far I Go. I think that card is incredible. It lets you look at the top 2 cards, you ramp one, and you add the other one to the hand. So it's a draw and a ramp. You can sing it with the Gramotala, Flavor Sham. All right, and looks like that is it. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the coverage. And again, big shout out to everybody that made it out to Set Champs and had a good time. If you topped or didn't top, and I'm happy I got my second Maribel. And also, remember to sign up or enter our Shimmering Skies, or not Shimmering Skies, our Azurite booster box giveaway. Check out the description down below for more details, and I will see you guys next time.